Hi and welcome to a new video. My name is Mia Isaksson. I am from Sweden and I'm happy that you want to come with me on this journey to a better world. I would like to talk about denial. It's a very big subject and something that we really need to look into, be more aware of. And that's the thing. If you deny it, you can't be conscious about it. That's the big problem. If you don't accept it exists, how can you possibly change it? It doesn't work. We can live in denial of many things. Alcohol, food, drugs, relationships, where we don't want to admit our behaviors and others' behaviors. We live in denial about advertising, that we are manipulated, controlled from commercials and stuff like that. We can start with an alcoholic, for example. An alcoholic lives in denial. An alcoholic doesn't want to admit the problem. They defend themselves, they find excuses, they find excuses to drink. It's a party, it's an event, a holiday. There is always a good reason to have a drink after work. Is very popular nowadays, been for a long time. There's always a good excuse to not stop drinking because you don't want to spoil the holiday, you don't want to spoil your birthday party or whatever. So we really don't want to talk about it. And as a friend or a family member or something to an alcoholic, if the person doesn't want to see it, it's impossible to support, to help, to do anything about it. As long as the person doesn't see it, you can't do anything about it because the person is not there yet. The person is not ready to make a change. For some reason, they are not there yet. A lot of people have problems with food. We eat too much, too little, wrong. A lot of people think they are too thin. A lot of people think they are too fat. A lot of people have diet issues in different ways, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it. It's very often shameful. They can deny it for themselves. They can deny it in front of others. It's shameful. It's a lot of bad feelings in this, and you don't want to tell people that you have this kind of problem. Sometimes this is conscious, and sometimes it's unconscious, and sometimes it's a little bit mix of both. Another very typical situation is when you live in some kind of abusive relationship. It can be in the family, it can be a relationship at work, it can be a friend, but somehow there is unbalance in the relationship, and one is the abuser and one gets abused in some way. And as long as we don't see what is going on, it's totally impossible to change it. So the first step is always to be aware, to see what is going on here. I think a very good way to make this a little bit more like normal, something that is happening all the time, is the manipulation that we get from advertising, from commercials, all the time, every day. it's also a lot of hidden commercials. So even if you maybe see that, oh, this is a commercial on TV, which is obvious, but between the lines where you don't really see it, it's hidden. A lot of big brands, they pay a lot of money for getting their product shown in videos, in movies, in newspapers, even in interviews. They can pay to have this product mentioned. So it's not so easy for us to really protect ourselves from this, because it's everywhere. And as long as we don't admit that we are manipulated, we can't take control ourselves, our lives. We will give away our power. As long as we deny that this is going on all the time, as long as we don't want to be the stupid one buying the products in the commercials, we will be the victims. So when we look at it from the perspective of commercials, it's at least a little bit easier to see that this is going on all the time. It's more sensitive, I think, to see it in a relationship. Maybe you're staying in an abusive relationship longer than you should. Maybe you're not ready to get out of it. Maybe you're afraid, you're not strong enough. Maybe you don't even see it. Maybe you're still defending the abuser, the perpetrator. And again, it's blameful, shameful, and you feel stupid. And we have the ego here to also help telling us that deny, this is not the true, it can't happen, I'm not that stupid. We don't want to look stupid. We don't want to be fooled. We don't want to be manipulated. We don't want to accept that we have been manipulated in very many different ways. And as long as we deny it, this will continue. Then the abuser, or whatever it is, can continue in the dark until we switch the light on. This can go on forever, and we will not even notice it. We will not be conscious about it. Because what we not admit exists, we can't even see what it is doing, because it doesn't exist. So first step is always to be aware, to see what is going on, to see through all of this. For me, it's more easy to like attack this from the advertising side, because then it's more obvious that somebody who is not a person, something is doing things with us, and we are all in it. And if we could change the way that we talk about this, accept it, talk about it more, then we can start to make strategies. We can support each other to get out of this controlled situation we are in. We could start to make plans, we can start to support each other, we can start to help each other see things more clearly, and that way we could really start to change things. If we could make it more normal talking about things like this, then we could also much more easily do something about it. The ego is like always here trying to support us, protect us, help us. And here again, the ego doesn't really realize that what the ego does is really stopping us from being able to change, to do something better instead of what we are doing. So I suggest that we all start to think about it, try to spy on ourselves, be more aware of what manipulation am I in, what kind of denial I'm doing, what am I denying. Start to talk about other people, start to be more, look into it, try to really discover what is going on around you and what you are participating in. Make this be the subject of the day when you have lunch, when you have coffee at work. Start talk about it and be more nice to yourself. Don't judge yourself, because we are all here in the same boat. We are all there. We have all been manipulated in different ways. We have all been in situations like this for a reason. We are there to learn, and now it's time for us to see things more clearly so that we can rise and make new choices and change old behavior that doesn't serve us anymore. So that's what I wanted to say today. And please share some comments, and I wish you all the best on this journey of spying on yourself. Bye bye.